I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. You are going to see an awful lot of player reviews over the next few weeks, or whenever team of the season finishes, basically. I'll try and do the objectives whenever I can. I'll try and do the SBCs whenever I can, within reason, of course. I won't be doing a cardi because I just don't think... Well, it's not that it's not value. It's just not value to me. So I'll be avoiding that one, but... You know, tomorrow's another day, so who knows. Today, though, Totssf Thuram. Not too difficult to unlock if you find the right opponent, that is. You get a pretty decent card back. I mean, considering he's essentially free, you are getting a bit of a monster card. There are definitely issues. We'll talk about them. He should have at least 2, if not 3 informs so far this season. He's been playing very, very well, but EA neglected to give him 2, so he only has 1, which is an 84. Not upgraded massively, only 5 overall. You know, bear in mind, this is team of the season. You know, I know it's team of the season so far, so you could argue that they've not been boosted properly because it's not an official team of the season, but at the same time, we're not getting another team of the season after this. This is team of the season. It's just reskinned, right, or repackaged. So we should have a mammoth card here, like a proper monster. However, there are definitely issues. The fact that he's 6'4" initially... will obviously mean that he's not going to feel meta. So straight away out of the gate, just going to let you know, not really a meta card. 3-star, 3-star, 6'4", and 82 agility with 64 balance means that he doesn't feel, or isn't likely to feel, that great on the ball. That's not to say that he's not usable, because I know a lot of people will instantly say, oh, you're calling him useless if you're saying he's not meta, but that couldn't be further from the truth. There are plenty of cards out there that aren't meta that are still more than capable of banging them in. You've got great pace, 90 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, some insane positioning and finishing, 90 for both, and then of course 97 shot power, very effective. You may have heard me talk about the effectiveness of shot power before. If you can hit the target, you're going to have a much better chance of scoring with someone with high shot power than with, obviously, with lower shot power. Sounds stupid, sounds a given, but it's just the truth. If you have a high shot power player but not necessarily good finishing, you just need to hit the target. That's all you need to do, and it's going to increase your chances of scoring tenfold. Now, with that being said, we, of course, touched upon the agility, the balance, and the fact that he's 6'4". Does that mean he's not very good on the ball? Not really. His first touch isn't particularly good, and of course... when you burst out of a turn or you try and shimmy away from someone, of course he's not going to feel particularly quick. His first touch isn't great. However, if you use L1 or LB, which is that close ball control, you see it in an awful lot of the clips, especially recently. He's not too bad at doing that. I wouldn't say that he's good at doing that, but it's not too bad. And that kind of, as we sort of start to progress into the, what team I use and things, The thing with this card, and I'm sure with many, many more, it's a team of the season card. Whichever way you slap a sticker on it so far, or team of the season full stop, it's still a team of the season card. So for me to come out and say, oh, well, it's not bad, do you really want that from the biggest promo of the year? Do you really want a card that is just not bad? Or do you want this is end game, this is what we've been working for essentially since September? Now, I'm not obviously saying that every team of the season card needs to be end game, but, and of course this is technically, quote unquote free, so take it with a pinch of salt. But anytime I think to myself, oh, not bad, I am then sort of, I take a step back and I think, well, is that good enough? I'm saying not bad, but it's not good. So, Anyway, great physicals. Strength is just off the charts. Stamina's good, 86. Any lower than that, I'd be complaining, but that's fine. And then, of course, decent in the air. But with 6'4", I mean, he's going to beat anybody in the air if you do actually manage to get across to him. Of course, crosses are just very hit and miss. They can be good. They, more often than not, are not going to be good, though. Let's be honest with each other. Now, with that being said, as we are obviously into the gameplay now, you'll see him scoring goals. His finishing is brilliant, and of course we do have that sniper chem style on him. You'll notice that more and more lately, if you are regular reviews, that I don't necessarily talk about the chem styles as much as I used to. I'm not sure why that is. I just like to talk about the card in its natural sort of state. and then you can make your own mind up as to what chem style you want to put on top of that if you want to refine anything or boost anything. Of course, with the sniper chem style, it will improve this finishing, but I still think he has insane finishing without it. You know, it still feels very, very good. And of course, we do top up that agility, which does help slightly. I wouldn't say that it's, you know, a game changer and he feels super meta because of that chem style, but he does feel a little bit better. And of course, you do have the reaction boost, the composure boost, and the dribbling and ball control. Now, when he's on the ball, after he's taken 1 or 2 touches and he's sort of established within his touch, you do start to feel like, right, I'm in control of this now. It's going to be difficult for my opponent to get the ball off me because I have 99 strength and 99 dribbling with a chem style. Bit of a shame that the 3-star hinders him to have to, I would say, robotically move around the defenders. You can't sort of turn and swivel and use skill moves. You can use ball roll and the side-to-side heel flick, and even the standard heel-to-heel flick, you know. But you can't be expected to sort of spin out of things, and that is a bit of a shame. But, I mean, there aren't that many like standout, wow, this was amazing, but honestly his finishing is that of any striker in the game. You would be hard pressed to find a player that has better one-on-one ability than Thuram. I'm not trying to say like rounding the goalkeeper or anything, but in terms of just shooting in general, he has some of the best. His positioning is very, very good as well. There are very few players out there who have amazing everything, you know, like the ability to dribble, his first touch skills and weak foot, and then the ability to finish and pass and all the rest of it. You are going to find that some cards are better than the others, and Thuram has better finishing than most strikers. That's the one good thing to take away from it. So if you're not heavily reliant on skill moves, you're not necessarily looking for the meta, then yeah, this card is actually going to be pretty good. Now, we do have to draw it back and take a step back and say, look, this is free. You're not actually spending any coins on this. You can go out and pick him up for nothing, just time invested. Whereas most of us right now, not everyone, but most of us do have an awful lot of time to invest in this. And a lot of people were complaining that there's nothing to do, which I found absolutely ridiculous earlier when Team of the Season was like launched. And then all of a sudden, people were like, oh, well, there isn't actually anything to do. And I'm sat there like, hang on a minute, what? You've got 2 players to work towards. You've got a bunch of icon swaps and a new season to start working towards. Loads of XP on the go. Weekend League is live. You can join that to get rewards. You can open packs. You can do League SBC grind. I've literally named 8 things. Draft is another one to get packs. There's 9 things you can do right now. And subcategories within all those. Now, is he worth the grind, I suppose, is the ultimate question. Is this card worth your time? Depends how quick you can unlock it. Of course, this was unlocked in hour and a half, maybe even less than that. So, I mean, it's not that much time if you're willing to literally sit there and sweat it out. Some people will be a little bit annoying because they'll know exactly what you're going for, so they won't want to leave because they know what you're trying to do. So whereas sometimes you could possibly get rage quits, you won't be able to. In comparison, by the way, if you put this guy, and I'm not talking in-game stats-wise, but if you were to put him side by side with Icon Moments Raul, just on face stats, he doesn't win, right? But he's not far off. There's only 2 in it for pace, 4 in it for shooting, 4 passing, 1 dribbling, smashes him for defending and physical. So Raul is the better card, but not by an awful lot just on the face stats. If you also compare him to that flashback Hulk that came out, which I thought was a little bit on the expensive side. When that came out, that card was, if I can quickly get his price up, that was about 160-ish thousand coins. It got a lot of dislikes. It's a good card. It's a very good card, but it's a very similar card in the sense that he doesn't have the balance. He doesn't have the agility. He's not even tall. He's 5'10". So he's got good strength like Thuram. He's decent in the air like Thuram. He's got good finishing. Not quite as good as Thuram, but still. And a lot of people said that was a good card. So if you want to try and compare the two, basically, Thuram is kind of like Hulk, but taller and not as stocky without the skill moves and the weak foot. But apart from that, it's very similar, actually. I would say that Thuram feels a little bit quicker, despite the fact that Hulk is a lot shorter, but it's down to the fact that Thuram just has that acceleration sprint speed, and with the chem style he does feel very quick. I do like it. I do think it's worth the grind. I just don't think it's the best Team of the Season card you can go out and get. There are an awful lot of good Team of the Season cards already, and we've only had the 2 first teams. So bear in mind there's going to be an awful lot more in terms of SBC and a lot more in packs and some objectives, but if you have nothing to do and you're willing to grind for this, I definitely think it's worth it, and a card that is very usable, not meta, but you can still have an awful lot of fun with it. If you're a fan of him, by the way, this is a must. You have to go and get him. If you have enjoyed the review, do me a favor and pick that like button. No, I'd rather you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.